Okay, so my title's a little misleading. I said worst to first, ranking all the albums of the Greys. The Greys only had one album, and it's called RO SHAM BO. So here it is. And basically, it's one of the greatest guitar albums you've never heard, and if you have heard it, it's one of your favorite albums of all time. It was released in the 90s, right at the height of grunge, and this was a band that was melodic, that was guitar-driven, beautiful, and just full of harmonies, incredible songs, 3 amazing singer-songwriters in the band. Also, the drummer wrote some lyrics and wrote some stuff in the songs as well. So they were all writing, all amazing, and they had some incredible players in it. Jason Faulkner, who had just left Jellyfish, John Bryan, who had been working with Till Tuesday, and Amy Mann, Buddy Judge, who'd also been working with Till Tuesday, Dan McCarroll, amazing drummer. And they got together and made this record, which had amazing buzz. It was on Epic, and from what I understand, it was a band full of guys that didn't want to be in bands anymore. So they got together and created this super group, which in the 90s there wasn't a lot of super groups, and this was a super group. And everybody who I know who saw them live is completely, they just tell stories of them kind of like if they're talking about Cream or Blind Faith or any of the classic 70s supergroups. They had a single, I just played the intro of Very Best Years, which is a Jason Faulkner song, Jason Faulkner on lead guitar, and it's just one of the most mesmerizing intros in the history of rock and roll. And that song was, I remember hearing it when it first came out. It was also on an episode of Beavis and Butthead, and one of the weird things that happened is that they would show the name of the band at the end of the video on Beavis and Butthead, and if Beavis and Butthead decided to change the song, you'd never find out who the band was. And I remember seeing them on Beavis and Butthead, and I didn't find out for years that it was the Greys. I had no idea who it was. And it's a real shame, because if I would have found out it was the Greys, there was no way to Shazam things back in 1994. I would have bought that record immediately. But I had no idea that I was already a fan, because I already had Jellyfish's Belly Button, and I just wasn't aware of the switchover from, that Jellyfish had from Belly Button to Spilt Milk. There's some amazing songs on there. I mean, Jason is on fire with his tunes, and there's a song on there called Friend of Mine, which has the most amazing acoustic guitar intro that's just phenomenal. I mean, it really sounds like it could have been an acoustic song on its own, like something like that you would hear on a Led Zeppelin record or something. It's just got all these incredible pull-offs and things, and it's just incredibly cool. And then John Bryan, incredible guitar player on his own. I mean, his solo on a song that's called Nothing Between Us is just so gorgeous. And the thing that John and Jason have in common is that they don't really play blues scales. They don't really play pentatonic. They don't really play the minor blues scale. They don't really play riffs. They are melodic players. They came up with incredible leads that hug the chord progressions. So when it goes from major to minor, they play the major to minor. When it goes into some type of melodic counterpoint situation, the guitar is always hugging the progression, which is something that's influenced me incredibly over the years. And Buddy Judge was a great guitar player as well. And in fact, possibly my favorite song on the record is a song called All You Wanted, which is just absolutely mesmerizing. Do me a favor. Buy this record. You can listen to it on Spotify. It's actually on Spotify, on YouTube. But seek this out. If you're a guitar player, if you're a singer-songwriter, if you're a musician, please find this record, and I promise that it's going to blow your mind. It's just incredible. It's so good, and Every song is incredible. It's just, I love it. It's just a great record. So, please seek it out. It's called Rochambeau by the Grays, and it's an incredible record.